has not had any taxation at all. So it is important now that they also come into the net, the ECOWAS area, the general average today, tax to GDP average is about 18%. Ghana, we're at 13%. So it's as if you're talking about a country which is already overtaxed, if at all, if anything at all, is undertaxed.
Okay, let me take you up on that point. You know, on your low tax ratio to GDP. I'm just going to quote. Read this quote to you. It's from John Kwache, who I'm sure you might know is the Director of Research at the Accra-based Institute for Economic Affairs. He says there are several loopholes in our tax system that, if they are plugged, will be able to raise our tax to GDP ratio to something like 20% from the 12% that you're talking about.
Well, first of all,
are you speaking to experts like him?
First of all, there's a recognition that
no, but he's actually saying, I didn't read all of it. He says that there's no need for the e-levy.
Well, that's his point of view.
He's an expert.
But he's an expert. There are experts in government as well, and we think it's necessary, and that's the reason why we...
You think it's necessary to tax people who are already impoverished?
And they're not already impoverished. We're talking about people. We're talking about taxing an industry and transactions where a lot of value is being created, and we want to also bring that value into government coffers. I think that is something that is very... There's nothing so... And the levy, it's not Ghana, it's the only country that has something like a mobile attack, a digital tax. Many countries, they will not like it. People never,
because they're already taxing people who do business online.
Very
and you are taxing as well.
Very little. People never like taxes. I don't know any group of people, especially businesses, when taxes are brought to them, that like it.
Well, the president has rejected assertions that the economy is doing badly in spite of soaring inflation, a poor-performing cedi, and high fuel prices.
But if I look at the Ghanaian economy at the moment, you know, it's doing... I mean, let's just be honest, it's doing terribly.
Not terribly.
Well, your inflation in your country, inflation in Ghana.
I don't know the economy in the world that's doing well.
Well, inflation in Ghana, inflation in Ghana,
the highest inflation.
Well, 15.7%.
Yeah.
The Ghanaian cedi has fallen 20% on the dollar, the worst after Russia, which has a lot of sanctions against it.
It's began to firm up. It has begun to firm up, and we're seeing the cedi systematically appreciating against the dollar.
People still can't employ. You know, I was just reading today. You know, people in the hospitality industry that you're pushing so hard. You know,
right,
having to lay their staff off. We've got taxi driver unions threatening strikes because of spiraling fuel costs. I mean, it doesn't look like a place that I want to go and put my money.
Where will you put your money in the world today? Where will you put your money? In Britain, which is suffering the worst standard of living statistics for over 30 years? Let's situate ourselves correctly. The world is going through very difficult times. Ghana is no exception. Nigeria is no exception. There's no country in the world that is escaping the ravages of both COVID-19 and also the impact of the Ukraine. But what you need to look at are where are the elements being put on the ground that look beyond the COVID and beyond the Russian-Ukraine war. And I think you'll find that in Ghana, the recovery program that we have is one that is considered very credible, and it is what is going to give us the opportunity to come out of this period a stronger economy.
Well, back here in Ghana, North Tonga MP Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa has described President Akufo-Addo's recent travel to the US and UK as most insensitive despite the economic hardship Ghanaians are going through. Contributing to the debate on the 2022 State of the Nation address, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa was worried the president has resumed the use of luxurious private jets in spite of measures announced to cap external travels.
Since May last year, I have drawn attention of this House and of this country about the President's use of ultra-luxury chartered aircraft for his travel. Specifically, the Boeing 737-97Y ERBBJ-3, registered LXDIO with serial number 62515. From May to this period, today, the 4th of April, the president has spent a whopping 28.5 million Ghana cedis on these chartered aircraft. As we speak, the president is in the UK. He is using this LXDIO. For this trip alone, the US and then to the United Kingdom, the Ghanaian taxpayer will have to cough up 3.5 million Ghana cedis. That is $465,000. So, Mr. Speaker, the president's conduct makes all the revenue cuts, or the expenditure cuts, I should say, the expenditure cuts, worthless. It makes them useless.
Well, still in Parliament, the Speaker of Parliament has absolved himself of blame in the recent decision of the House to pass the e-levy. Here's Speaker Alban Gbagban speaking at the swearing-in of the new leadership of the Parliamentary Press Corps.
Don't understand why this behavior, the behavior of the current Parliament, is different from the previous ones. Because this current Parliament is not the same as the previous Parliament. And I think that not all of us anticipated that this will happen to us. But you are here and you have to assist us, explain to the people. And sometimes some very senior people come to me and they are talking, why is the Parliament now so acrimonious? Why are people doing that? Yes, because, you know, when it comes to shove and pull, push and pull, the numbers are equal. And so you have 20 ladies from each side of the house, very honorable ladies, very capable ladies, and then you have 117 gentlemen on each side of the house. And so you see, they are equally matched. The independent stands alone, and I am not a member of Parliament. And you look at Article 93, actually I'm not defined as part of Parliament. You understand? Yes, so sometimes they don't hold me responsible for decisions that are taken by the House when I'm not part of the decision-making process.
Now, the National Security Minister, Albert Kanapa, has told Parliament that despite threats over security, Ghana is relatively safe and stable. He told MPs that a number of measures have been instituted by the security agencies to protect the country from both external and internal threats.
So, Speaker, the year 2022 commenced with the hope that the secessionist groups would probably cease their activities. This has not been the case, and indications are that these groups are gathering fresh momentum to launch a series of attacks in the country, and we're doing everything to ensure that they will be able to manage the situation. And as a result of this development, Mr. Speaker, we have undertaken a number of measures. We have what we call the Operation Motherland, which is a counter-secession operation in the Eastern Corridor. The government has also begun a series of engagements with the chiefs and people of the Volta region to build a strong social cohesion against the secessionist agenda. And so, Speaker, if I may add, it is worth pointing out that the activities of the secessionist groups do not have the support of the chiefs and the large majority of the people of the Volta region. But, Mr. Speaker, the state security and intelligence agencies remain on high alert to contain the situation.
To some more stories, some parents have lauded the online registration in the admission of first-year students introduced by some senior high schools. Thomas Khan has visited some selected schools in the central region and interacted with parents in the following report.
Hundreds of parents and their wards trooping in and out of the NAT hall as they mount pressure on officials of the Ghana Education Service. Today marks day one for Form 1 SHS students, and yet many of them have still not been placed in their respective institutions. While some parents have been here for the first time, many of them say their concerns have still not been addressed.
The whole school,
I'm from Isawam. All the children in my ward school have not been placed, even those with very good grades. Why are they doing this to us? They keep tossing us. Aren't our children also Ghanaians?
Only God will help me. I don't even understand what's happening. I can't hire a room for my child in Kumasi.
My sister had a school and I'm just supposed to turn the day into boarding. And that has been me here since last week till now. I've changed it and just to submit it, I'm still here.
Well, right here at the auditorium, a number has been provided for parents to call in case they have issues that need to be addressed. But some of them tell me that they have been calling this number several times, yet it does not go through.
Yeah, I just pick the number and then just speaking to you. I'm calling, it's not going through. I've called 3 times.
Well, this is not just a hurdle for parents, it is for students as well. Many of them have expressed unhappiness about the fact that they've seen their mates go to school while they are yet to be placed in their respective institutions.
Someone will get 40 and then the person will go and take a school that is higher and they will give it to the person, and then someone will get 14 or 6 ones will not get a school. So for now, how we are thinking is that whether it's the government or the people or it is coming from us, we are just praying that they will just do it for us and then we'll go on our learning.
Up to now, they haven't given us schools and we don't even know. Today is the reopening day, we are at home. Oh, I feel bad because someone will get 29, have a school, you've gotten 14 at home.
Well, officials tell us that they would be here for the next 6 weeks. As to whether all students in this situation would be placed within that 6-week period or not, we are yet to find out. Judith Awachitando, TV3 News, Accra.
That was rather a report by my colleague Judith Awachitando on parents mounting pressure on officials of the Ghana Education Service as schools reopening for their wards to go to school and the challenges they are facing. Let's still remain with education, and first-year senior high school students for the 2022-2023 academic year will not go through the double-track system. Now, Public Relations Officer for the Education Ministry, Kwesi Kwarteng, tells TV3 he cannot confirm if the system will be abolished as soon as that would necessitate a policy direction.
This year, based on the calendar that came out earlier on from the Ghana Education Service and from the Ghana TV Service, we are not going to have such an arrangement. And so we are going to see all our first year students going to school together without a division into different cohorts as we used to experience. There are about 3,897 schools or projects that were left at various stages of completion. I mean, for lack of better words, you can call them abandoned. Close to 1,000 projects had also been done, even in addition with the Get Fund project. Issues of double tracking, whether or not you are going to have it, is a policy statement. In policy decisions and policy statements, usually is at the prerogative of the president or the Minister for Education. The president had given himself between 5 to 7 years to do away with double track. So I'm sure after the time frame that was given, a definitive statement will be made on that.
Moving on to some other stories, the 3 coastal districts of the Volta region have suffered yet another devastating tidal waves displacing scores of residents. Affected residents are calling for urgent government intervention to include the dredging of the Keta Lagoon to reduce the impact.
The affected communities include Fuveme, Newtown, Atiteti, Agokeji and Akufo-Addo in the Angloga district, Adido in the Keta municipality and Sarakofa and Blekusu in the Ketu South municipality. The rising sea spilled over the Akufo-Addo coastal protection wall onto the main road and into communities. Displaced residents are now seeking refuge in the homes of friends and relatives.
The same areas that were affected,
Ketu South, Teta, and Anglo, we are still in the picture again. So the people are confused. Me, I'm saying that if for nothing at all, let's assume that the life of the people here don't matter, or the sort of few infrastructure and other buildings that they have here will not matter. But the land on which the community is sited belongs to the Republic of Ghana. So Ghana government should do all to protect its land.
A former assembly member for Atiteti, Oswald Kojo, among other things, suggested the dredging of the Keta Lagoon as one of the means of addressing the challenge.
Other than that, the volume of water that will flow downstreams into the sea will not have access to go into the Keta Basin, and therefore it will discharge into the sea, and then the sea, because the sea level will increase, it will have negative impact on the coastline. So after dredging the area to open the access of water flow into the Keta Basin, then the estuary supposed to be protected by groins and defense walls, so that this then will end once and for all. Other than that, communities like Fuveme, Jaflagbe, Atiteti, Da, Strongbe Buti, We Tegbi, Bojan, Keta, and it Invarus, and Dekovi and Co. All these communities will always be hit by tidal waves.
Let's take you to the western region, where over 400 residents of Anlo Beach, a community in the Shamar district of the region, have been displaced by tidal waves. More than 90% of households in the community have been washed away by the sea. A report by Pakojo Peters.
Victims were salvaging the few items they could lay their hands on and relocate. District Chief Executive for Shamar, Ebenezer Dazi, together with some members of the District Security Council, were in the community to assess the situation.
This cannot continue. I have already discussed with the regional minister, and so we are resettling them. The land that was given to them, we'll move them there. We'll meet the families who are in dispute. By Friday, we'll meet them and tell them that this is the decision the Assembly has taken.
Assembly member for Anglo Beach, Samuel Bolu, lauded measures by the District Assembly towards resettling the community.
I would say last night alone, about 25 houses is gone with so many families, and then as I talk to you now, that more officials are on the ground and do the proper assessments. Last night we moved some of them to some of the classrooms. Some are staying with their families and friends.
The Shamar District Coordinator for the National Disaster Management Organization, Michael Nyan, warned that the situation could worsen, but assured residents efforts are underway to get them some relief items.
135 houses have been collapsed, and the people affected to be around over 400. Relief items I have reported to my regional director. I don't know if we have some at regional level, but out for district we don't have at the moment. So I've contacted my regional director, and he knows about whatever is going on here.
This is not the first time Anglo Beach has been hit by tidal waves.
Let's bring you some updates from the Ghana Police Service, and according to them, preliminary findings show that the person who was seen wielding the weapon is a police sergeant stationed at the Central Regional Police Command. The said policeman has been interdicted to make way for full investigations into the matter. Investigation further indicates that the police sergeant lodged a complaint of assault against his assailants, alleging that he was attacked by a group of persons, one of whom was wielding cutlass. We'll bring you updates on that story in the subsequent bulletins. Let's bring you some foreign news now, where Dangote's 650,000 barrels per day oil refinery being built in Nigeria is due to begin production by the fourth quarter of 2022. The refinery being built at a cost of $19 billion in Lagos has 4.74 billion litres storage capacity. Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, said in January he expected his oil refinery project to begin production by the end of the third quarter and reach full capacity by early 2023. The project has been delayed by several years, and the cost has shot to $19 billion from Dangote's earlier estimates of $12 billion to $14 billion. And that's it for the news on New Day. My name is Noble Crosby, and there's more news on our website, 3news.com. New Day returns after this.
The 2022 edition of 3FM's Tour de Ghana is here. This will be another assembly of great cyclists in and around Ghana. We'll bring you a double dose. 2 days of unstoppable cycling will begin on Saturday, April 30th, from Central University through Adan, Sogakope, Adidome, before a temporary stop in Ho. That is a staggering 155 kilometers. On Sunday, May 1st, the race resumes from Ho through Atimpoku, Somenya, Dodoa, Oyibi, and then to Valley View University. That adds another 134 kilometers, totaling 289 kilometers. Registration has begun and ends on April 27th. Remember, there will be no registration on the day of event, and cycling teams must register together. Registration fee is 150 Ghana cedis only. To register, call 055 00 52 927. 3FM Tour de Ghana. Let's find Ghana's fastest cyclist.
Tour de Ghana is brought to you by Super Yogo, King Legend Energy Drink.
Fufu Akuma FM Fufu Party Masa Enyasam Kitwakra Yebe Chakontomwa Anum Kwine Nia Jenam. Hey, Akuma FM Fufu Party the biggest Fufu Party in Osegrom Bosso Jwada 2nd of May 2022 Nakaise free Satiani Biam Messi free Wutiachi Dewuhiani Wayua, Branabedidi, free. Sawate, Dewuhiani Wayua, Fabra, Nebedidi free. Akuma FM Fufu Party, Bosso, and Akuma FM Yanimuhaya, Kumasi City Mall, main gate Rencha Nimuhaya, and then to a Bia Medidi, Kayo, Saudi Wayua Eba, Akuma FM Fufu Party, 2nd May 2022. Bedidi free. Ha ha ha. Fufu Akuma FM Fufu Party Masa Enyasam Kitwakra Achadie bia opesa de boa Akuma Fufu Party Saye Nanche Aponche Banche Bodie Anasempo Atosodie Freyen 0548 390 970 0548 390 970 Sesia.
Media partners here, TV3, Onye TV, and at 3news.com.
Akuma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
What does it really take to be Ghana's strongest man? Is it the man who can lift the most, grip, and hold the longest?
Don't drop it! Don't drop it!
Or carry the heaviest and run the fastest?
Johnnie! Mercy!
Don't fall! The search for Ghana's strongest is up again after Shaka Zulu swept all aside to claim the belt in the Champion of Champions edition. The time has come for the strongest man in the land to emerge once again in a fierce battle of strength. Auditions are open on the 31st of March at the Tamale Library Park, on the 2nd of April, Kumasi Jubilee Park. Takrady auditions will go down on the 4th of April at the Takrady Polytechnic Park, and finally the Accra auditions will go down on the 9th of April 2022 at the Achimota Mall. Time for all auditions is 9 a.m. sharp. Registration is a cool 50 Ghana cedis.
24! 25! What are we seeing here?
Ghana's strongest, the power to do.
Nima is a metaphor, a myth in its own regard. One of the biggest Zango communities in Ghana, founded 186 years ago. Nima is now a melting pot, a place where varieties of people, cultures, and individuals assimilate into a cohesive whole. In this very feature, we explore the people, the myths and legends of Nima.
Showing on Wednesday, April 6th at 9 p.m. on TV3 and on TV3 Ghana on Facebook.
This month on The Day Show, we celebrate Ghana in the eye of the North. The northern region of Ghana is a place of immense natural wonder and artistic beauty, rich in culture and tradition, endowed with abundant minerals, food produce, beautiful people, and incredible art, and so much more.
Jelma. Jelmi. What does it mean? Jelmi.
Let's excite your viewing pleasure with the Northern Experience.
There are these big birds that exist in like the sub-Saharan region, and people hunt them. What they do is that they create sculptures like this, figurines like this, and then they create a costume with feathers. So they wear the costume, and then they wear this on top of their head.
Make a date this Thursday at 9 p.m.
The Day Show with Bella Mundi shows on Thursdays at 9 p.m. and repeats on Saturdays at 3 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by Onga, Mama's Helping Hand.
The Global Peace Christian Center, GPCC, welcomes you to a life-changing experience as you listen to God's anointed servant, Pastor Henry Ampoma Boatin, the head pastor of Global Peace Christian Center, as he teaches you God's word that will change you, challenge you to a deeper obedience, build up your faith, and bring you closer to God.
This is Pastor Henry Ampoma Boatin of Global Peace Christian Center. Keep on watching Treasures Beyond Measure on TV3 every Saturday morning from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. and your life shall never be the same again. God bless you.
Treasures Beyond Measure with Pastor Henry Ampoma Boatin.
Treasures Beyond Measure shows every Saturday 6 a.m. only on TV3.
To build a healthy community, health education cannot be overlooked.
What better way to educate the entire population than through your authoritative and exciting Vodafone Healthline?
Vodafone Healthline is back with season 10. That's 10 years of giving all members of the society equal access to relevant, credible medical information.
10 years of encouraging healthy lifestyle practices among the populace.
10 years of offering life-saving surgeries to deprived patients with critical medical conditions.
Vodafone Healthline has been revamped for season 10 with the introduction of new and exciting segments.
Health and fitness experts, engagement with specialists and other experts, and not forgetting Mythbusters.
Don't miss season 10 of Vodafone Healthline.
Because it's 10 years of driving social change and improving lives.
Vodafone Healthline Season 10 shows Saturdays at 4 p.m. on TV3.
no makwego jinle nengme mielike bua mo ajaba mielike bua mo je Yehowa ngo onibo ngwen kashipole ngo mawo miye no makwego jinle nengme mielike bua mo ajaba mielike bua mo je Yehowa ngo onibo ngwen kashipole ngo hang boshane money bo oile e wo doing na money bo Israel e wo doing mi asang e won biko Yehovah aboy she. Ebo je call me by Kajabenami, Kashina no fair. Yo, 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 yo. My help comes from you, Jesus.
If I understand any gang, it says that Dibuami.
Yeah, yeah. Help me, Lord.
Help me, Lord.
You are my only hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help me, Lord.
Help me, Lord. Yeah. By all means, help me.
In this day and age, I think that's the prayer of all 30 million Ghanaians. I woke up this morning, and honestly, sometimes it feels like I am not intelligent anymore because I'm not able to keep up with the system. So I wake up this morning because I remember on Friday I couldn't come to work. I got out of my room, I think 9 a.m. and my niece was now ironing. So I said, "Oh yeah, there was her. Go school." Or so yeah, I said, Sisi,
when did you come?
Yes, so that's what I said. Only to wake up yesterday and there's a whole hula baloo about placements for SHS students. Yeah. I got reports from Fancy Payment or some other schools. Some Form 1 students have been able to report, but there are millions of other students, or thousands, let me put it that way, to be moderate, thousands of people or of other students who have not even been able to go through with this whole placement. So this morning, whilst we're coming in the car, I was like, okay, what's going on? I don't understand. So Form 3s are home. Some Form 1s are in school. Other Form 1s don't know where they are going. What's happening with this whole computerized system? So I was speaking to Shanti. I was like, maybe you are younger, you are on the ground. What's going on? Because it looks like I cannot keep up anymore. How is it that for a country that says that we have a computerized system for placement, SHS placement, so some went through in September, they've been able to secure their SHS schools, they've picked up their prospectus, they are in school, about to start studying and all. And there's another half or 3/4 or whatever who don't even know where they're going. The same educational system. Exactly. I'm not sure. Is it just me?
Look.
Oh, there's something wrong. My brother,
no, you are not. Helen, good morning.
I was going to say good morning to you, Cookie. You started all guns blazing this morning.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I'm very confused. I'm a very confused Ghanaian.
As are many parents also speaking about it. But when you go to some of these rural areas as well, they miss out on that opportunity to even use this computerized system.
Helen, thank
so
you
that's
very much
another can of worms to
Yeah.
even open up when we talk about this SHS placement. It's caused a lot of parents grief.
But isn't this supposed to be, Johnny, isn't this supposed to be central?
So
whether or not I have access to a computer in the village or not, this is supposed to be a central system where we can say that, okay, so for those in the OT region, or for those in the Volta region, this is the center that you go to, you provide your details, and then they input it into the computer, and then the computer does its job. So I don't even have to have a personal computer of my own, because that's the situation. Many people, especially in the rural areas, do not even have they have young phones. They don't even have smartphones that can even have access to the internet. And even if they do, they don't have internet access. So what are the districts doing? What are the regions doing?
You see, for me, I think that we've had too many opportunities to rectify this problem, and we have failed at it. Because we didn't start the computer placement. I didn't go through computer placement.
I didn't either.
I mean, we had cards, and then the headmasters and mistresses will meet at one location. They look at your results. They will pick it up. Then they'll publish it on the school wall, and then
that's where you go and check if you've been placed.
You know whether you've been offered your program of choice or not, and then you can go. Then we said, well, no, we're going to computerize this, and then have a certain computer sit somewhere and do the distribution, so that we don't get all the smart children in quote into one school, but we get to mix and match, so people get to learn peer review and all of that. Now we have had this problem, and at the advent of the Akufo-Addo-led government in 2017 or so, you saw the numbers of children that trooped to the Independence Square. You remember that? Parents were running up and down trying to fix it. That problem still exists, even though to a very large extent, it's been mitigated up to a point. But then it doesn't still make sense to parents to say my child had 9 and they can't find their first choice of school. It doesn't make sense anywhere that I had 8, I can't find my school. And the excuse is that, well, you chose that and you chose science here, and the people who came to do also applied to study science maybe had 7, you had 9, so the competition is keener there. For me, it doesn't still make sense.
It does make sense.
Is it then a question of access? Because the two key elements of free SHS are access and quality. That's the argument that they've always made. So, is the quality good? That's the question you're asking. Is the access good? That's the next question. And we do know that in this country, last year, for example, the secondary schools had to delay reopening. You remember? Sometime around May. So that the children could come home, because Charles said that there's no food, there's no furniture. Charles repeated
even
that
it took
problem.
them a long time to even admit.
Well, but Charles repeated that problem not so long ago. What have we done about it? So the problem is really access. And you see, you can't tell me, for example, that the schools are available, but people don't like the schools. If I live in Accra, and I had the opportunity to speak with some girls from the Accra Wesley Girls School. I did an expose. The government denied it flatly. I was insulted for it. Eventually, it turned out to be true. That somebody is coming from Kumasi, and the person has been offered a day school in Accra. This young girl is 16, 15, 17. And I saw them living on their own in an uncompleted building.
Just so they'll be able to
They're
go
living
to school,
close to a drinking spot, and the men are taking advantage of them.
And these are teenage girls.
These are teenage girls. So their hormones are up and running, all of the excesses around them. I saw it myself. Prior to that, there was some that was reported in the central region where parents were now going to hire rooms for their children. You remember all those issues. So the question of quality and access. Not every parent will be bold enough to say, I want my child to travel 250 kilometers away from me, go to school, be on their own, find their own food. There's no control. There's no housemaster, no housemistress. There's no senior housemaster. There's no control. They are running their own affairs. Whether they decide to prep or not, that's their own problem. Not many parents will do that. In fact, if a parent does that, I find that problematic with that parent. Because you are not parenting, you are just feeding. Now, that problem, some of those problems still exist. Because go to the schools. Parents, even after we lifted the COVID restrictions, visitation to the schools have not been lifted. So if you had a daughter, say in Achimota or Kraka or St. Mary's or whatever it is, you cannot go and visit your children. That is the stark reality. Because their dormitories are choked, because the food is not available, because you don't have furniture. And that's why we have this checkered situation where I know somebody who went to school for Form 1 in 2020. They had only one term, and then COVID came. They shut down for the whole year, returned to school the next year, and they were in Form 2. Jump, boom. Then they did Form 2, they did some skirmishes, and then they returned, and then they went back Form 3, zoom.
See, that's an interesting point, because
then they are going to write their exam in July, August. So and this person has been shortchanged. He's not getting 3 years. And you say what?
Well, the president says that even
don't mind
with
the president.
COVID,
Don't mind the president.
the students didn't miss out on any education.
See,
so I think, some corners have been cut to make sure.
Don't mind the president.
Which corners?
Don't mind the president. You see,
which corners, honey?
The former education,
at this point.
The former education minister came with his own idea of free SHS and a plan for it. This new education minister is also trying to implement a totally different thing. Can't you see? The children don't even have textbooks to start with.
Still.
It's been over, what, 2 years?
3 years.
It's almost 3 years.
The children don't have textbooks. And the president should give us a break. Because the president had opportunity to go to Row Road, what is now Kimbu Secondary School, with my father. He was a year behind him, with the likes of the B. Bashiru and Jobo. Most of them are late. He went to school there. Was that the situation? If he had gone through that, would he have gone to the UK and come back to come and teach economics at Accra Academy?
Honestly, because even when we have the quality
is dropping. The quality is dropping.
When we had the manual system that Johnnie was talking about, we didn't have the situation that we are seeing on our screens right now. You don't find people cramming up in one central hall trying to scramble for which school I should get and which this will not happen. You probably will just find maybe 5 to 10 parents just lurking around because their wards couldn't get schools.
So they want to change the schools for them.
Something like that. 5 to 10 maximum.
But then where you are telling me that you have a system that is so smart,
and this
that is able to just have my data input into it.
Technology, you know.
Back then we're choosing 3 schools. They're choosing 5 or 6 schools.
Now, and there's still a problem.
Do you appreciate the problem?
We used to choose only 3 schools. Now you choose 5 schools with technology. I mean, is this what technology does?
Do you appreciate
the
problem,
type of chaos that technology causes? And that's why I asked
you see, the interesting thing is that the education minister, his deputies, the president, the vice, name them. Most of the people in government today, they brag about their schools. They talk about the Prempe, they talk about Busomtri, SHS, they brag about their schools. Was this how they were being treated when they were students? Because even before the child starts learning in school, the psychological makeup of the child is messed up. You have put that child through, and I saw it, parents running.
Look at this. Look at this.
It's not nice.
And to think that some of their peers are in school already. So when are these going to even get their placements, go and get ready, get uniforms, and get all the required items on the prospectus before they enter the school? So that's what Johnny's talking about. Exhaustion will set in before you start studying. You're already exhausted. So and then you stay in school for 2-3 weeks, and then they tell you to come back home.
So the children get to the point where they do mafanesa. Any school that is thrown at them, they take it. Whether the school has a science lab or not, and they are supposed to be pursuing a science program, they take it.
And this is education.
Whether they have a kitchen for home economics or not, well, my father said, they take it.
Education we are joking with.
They take it.
It's very stressful. But looking at the scenes here, what that also tells me is that we just have no regard for Ghanaian time. The number of productive hours we lose queuing up for things like Ghana card, re-registration, student placements, things that you could be going out to make
parents
money.
And students are frustrated.
And these are parents who have jobs. They have to be at work. They have to provide because even the price of trunks have gone up.
Exactly. And now, just because school is in session, look at how it's skyrocketed. And the same people will tell you that after this period, the prices come back to normal. Why must we have a situation?
I tell you what, my friend Kwesi Kwarteng is doing a fine job trying to explain.
I saw that explanation yesterday.
But you see, when the thing is not good, it is not good. And
There's no way you can
after 10 years of running a system, 10 years of running a system, or more than 10 years, you should not be having the same teething problems.
Never.
It means that there's something wrong with the back end, or there's something wrong with the people handling the system, or all the two are not running correctly.
Kwesi Kwarteng is ready. Take a listen to him again. Remind yourself of what he said. Coco, we're ready.
This year, based on the calendar that came out earlier on from the Ghana Education Service and from the Ghana TV Service, we are not going to have such an arrangement. And so we are going to see all our first year students going to school together without a division into different cohorts as we used to experience. There are about 3,897 schools or projects that were left at various stages of completion. I mean, for lack of better words, you can call them abandoned. Close to 1,000 projects had also been done, even in addition with the Get Fund project. Issues of double tracking, whether or not you are going to have it, is a policy statement. In policy decisions and policy statements, usually is at the prerogative of the president or the Minister for Education. The president had given himself between 5 to 7 years to do away with double track. So I'm sure after the time frame that was given, a definitive statement will be made on that.
That's Kwesi Kwarteng trying to do the Lord's work, but agenda is not agending, because the reality... No, the reality is the same. See, I have friends who are university lecturers, and they tell you the quality of students that they have to engage at level 100 is terrible. Grammar not on point, consistency,
off the light and on the light. That's the type of English
everything is. I'm not saying the entirety of it. I have always been an advocate for free SHS. I believe that is a good policy, but the way we are implementing it now, with all the populism and with all the political twist that we've put to it. And I insist that there are 5 areas we should not politicize.
You mention that all the time.
Economics, security, education, and health. 5 areas. The moment you put real politicians there and not the technocrats, you are bound to fail. And check all the sectors I've mentioned. People who are masquerading as professionals instead of being the politicians that they are, and not allowing the technocrats at the ministries to take the lead. Because in every ministry, there's a technocrat who is a chief director. Every minister in this country has an advisor paid with our monies. So when you have the technocrats and the advisors there collecting their monies, and you still have such mess happening, you start and think, are they worth their paychecks? Are they worth their paycheck? Because they are putting everybody through stress by themselves. The Minister for Education's children doesn't school here. He's not part of this mess that he's supervising. He's not part of it. His children are not part of it. He knows. His children are not part of this mess, but he's supervising it. And he calls it that this is the best that could have ever happened. His children are not part of this mess. I salute him for putting students into engineering. I salute him, but I'm saying this mess that he's supervising, his children are not part of it. He knows why. Why should you have a caterer cooking, sharing the food and distributing to everybody, but his family? What has he put inside the food? What has he put inside the food? Anyway, let me say a quick happy birthday to a lady in what do you call it, Hohoi. Belated birthday to Sonku Juliet Amasewa of Atabu Roman Catholic Basic School, Hohoi. This from your husband Eleke George Kojo Asamoah. wishes you a belated happy birthday. Also, one to Ibrahim Obing Mensah, to his wife Magdalene Ohinewa Mensah, and also from Duncan Amoa to your sweetheart Abigail Esihine, happy birthday, and to his wife, yeah. Oh, happy birthday.
Alrighty.
Yeah. You have a birthday wish, right?
I do. I do indeed. This one is for my best friend. Amazing human being. Her name is Abena Inimanyantichi Owusu. She turns, actually I won't say her age. Women are very precious about their ages.
Say it.
It's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Have an incredible day. You're an amazing woman.
When's the cake?
It's coming.
Okay.
We'll wait for it.
The president said we are undertaxed.
Yes. Actually, very much undertaxed.
From taxation to production, says we are undertaxed.
Yeah, we are undertaxed. We'll take a look at that.
Good morning to you, boss.
When it's time for the big issue.
Nima is a metaphor, a myth in its own regard. One of the biggest Zango communities in Ghana, founded 186 years ago. Nima is now a melting pot, a place where varieties of people, cultures, and individuals assimilate into a cohesive whole. In this very feature, we explore the people, the myths, and legends of Nima.
Showing on Wednesday, April 6th at 9 p.m. on TV3 and on TV3 Ghana on Facebook.
Since 2014, the Sweden Ghana Medical Center, SGMC, has helped many Ghanaian teachers with free cancer treatment. This timely intervention has saved the lives of many members of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, including their spouses and children.
That financial stress that NAT took, that was a big relief. It was a big relief to the family.
With increasing awareness, many more NAT members are getting free treatment of cancer at SGMC. But in order to sustain this life-saving scheme, NAT is appealing to all members to consider contributing only 5 Ghana cedis monthly instead of 2 Ghana cedis.
We are asking that let us together increase the money from the 2 Ghana cedis to the 5 Ghana cedis.
Remember, a monthly contribution of only 5 Ghana cedis to NAT will ensure that all teachers, together with